Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Dhanmani. Today I'm gonna discuss a very important topic for the students of SS second year, which is Gauss theorem of electrostatics. But before you start the video, make sure that you have subscribed the channel and like this video. So let's start the video. So first of all, we have to know what is Gauss theorem. So according to Gauss theorem, the electric flux phi, we denote electric flux by phi, through a closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times of the total charge q enclosed by that surface, that is phi is equal to q by epsilon naught, where q is the total charge. Now I'm gonna prove this theorem. So here you can see I'm drawing a closed sphere of radius r and the total charge enclosed by the sphere is q. So I'm here considering a elementary area ds at the surface of this closed sphere. So you can see the direction of the electric field is in the same direction of the element area I am considering. From the previous knowledge, we know that electric flux through an area is the number of field lines passing through this elementary area in a normal way. So we are considering the elementary area as ds, and the direction of electric field is in the same direction of this elementary area ds. So we can consider the electric flux as d phi, which is either ds. As I already mentioned that the direction of electric field is similar to the direction of elementary area, so either ds is equal to eds cos 0, which is eds. Now by integration we can find the total electric flux through the entire surface of this sphere. So just by integrating d phi, that is either integration of either ds, and we already know that the area of the sphere is 4 pi r square, that is E into 4 pi r square. Again, we already know that electric field for a charge q at a point of distance r is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. So by equating phi is equal to E into 4 pi r square, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square into 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square get cancelled, which is q by epsilon naught, and hence the law is already proved. Now I am gonna apply this law to find the electric field due to infinitely long charged wire. So as you can see in the diagram itself, I have drawn an electrically charged wire having linear charge density sigma. In some book you can find that the linear charge density is given as lambda, so it doesn't matter actually whether it is sigma or lambda. Now to find the electric field at any point at the distance r from this electrically charged wire, I have drawn a cylinder of radius r. Now electric flux through the plane surface of the cylinder is obviously 0, because the direction of electric field is perpendicular to the direction of this plane surface. So E dot A is equal to EA cos 90 degree. Of course the angle is perpendicular, as I have already mentioned, so that is 0. Now the rest is the curve area. So electric flux through this curve area would be E dot twice pi r l, because the angle is already 0, I have mentioned, and the total curved surface area is twice pi r l. But from the Gauss law we already know that phi is equal to q by epsilon. But I have already mentioned that the linear charge density is sigma, so that is why total charge q on this wire would be sigma into L, because the density is sigma. So phi would be sigma L by epsilon naught, and equating these two, E dot twice pi r l is equal to sigma L by epsilon naught, and from that we can find that E is equal to sigma by twice pi r epsilon naught. So that is the electric field for an infinitely charged long wire. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you have got something to learn, you can hit that like button, and also you can subscribe the channel so that I got inspired to upload new videos like this. Thank you for watching.